For today, we're playing God of War Ragnarok and with the RTX 4060. And we're playing at 1080p at the max settings. And here we go with that. There we go. And as always, if you guys like the video, make sure to sub to the channel. Okay, one extra thing. On the Steam page, this game says it needs a PSN account to play. But right here, I'm not signed in and the game does play fine. Not sure if it's time gated. Maybe it will need me to sign in at some point. But for now, it does play just fine without a PSN account. So yeah. Alright, here we go. I'm a bit past the intro now. And this area is pretty good for testing. And in the intro, I was sitting at near 60 pretty much the whole way through. At times, it did fall down into the low 50s, but for the most part, it was a locked 60. So not too bad. And of course, we can use DLSS and frame gen to get more frames, which I will do in a second. So I think the safe bet is to give yourself an extra 10 FPS headroom in case of a heavy situation. So again, DLSS will do that for us just fine. But yeah, so far this game is playing pretty well. Like no stutters, none of that. I'm not really surprised though, because it is a PSN title, and normally they do run quite well on PC. And the plan for tonight is to get this video done, as well as the ROG Ally. And tomorrow I'll do 3080, as well as the 1060 video. I think the minimum requirements is an i5 4th gen on this game, which I do have, and a 1060, I think. So that'll be a fun video to do. I think it will run well, to be honest. Again, Sony games are well optimized for the most part. So I think 30 FPS stable should be doable for that. Look at that, weird. Has the touchpad logo for the controller, but on Xbox, there is no touchpad. So that is weird. Feeling some stutters here, but they are quite minor. So not really upset about it, of course. Going through a cave, this should give us a free FPS boost. It's pretty weird how we can play without a PSN account again, while on the Steam store it does say that it's required, and the game is banned as well. It's not sold in regions that a PSN account can't be made. So I don't know, it's a weird requirement, but I think they're gonna get ready for a PSN client. I think that's the move for them. Just make a PSN client, sell your games on that, have PSN Plus as well probably. I don't even know anymore. I think so far for me, this is fine. This is definitely playable. Again, it can fall down into the low 50s, but for a single player game, I think it's fine. The classic fighting. Yep, during the fights, feels quite good. I've seen videos of this game running on the PS4, and for the most part it is a stable 30, so I think on PC it will be quite good as well. And so far it is. I can't feel too many stutters or any at all pretty much. And FPS wise, it is pretty close to 60 for the most part. Again, it can fall down, but for a single player game, I can't really feel the FPS dips, so I think if you don't like DLSS, this is definitely playable as is at the Epic preset, or the Ultra settings actually. Alright, cool. I'm going to pause the game here, guys, enable DLSS, and we can go from there. Alright, DLSS, right here, and frame gen active as well. Nice, okay. I'll see you guys in the game. Frame gen and DLSS active, and so far we're sitting into the 90s. So, what? A 30 to 40 FPS increase? I mean, down here, though, it is still sitting into the 70s, so it can still fall down, but I think the peak has actually increased quite a bit into the 90s. For the graphics, guys, this looks identical to me. It looks crazy good for DLSS. I mean, I couldn't tell, to be honest, if it was active or not. It looks super sharp. It looks fantastic. I think for me, I would keep it on, to be honest. There's really not much point in disabling it, because it feels good and looks identical. Super sharp. Looks super good. Going in the cave again, so should see an FPS bump. Yep, there we go. 90 to 120 here now. Feels really good. I mean, no complaints from me. It's playing really nicely. I think for this card we can go up to 440p as well. At the max settings too. And 4K obviously should be fine as well with DLSS. But for this video, I won't be testing that. Just mainly 1080p and 1440p. Come on, it's forcing me to fight this guy. What are you guys doing down there? Not reacting to me, that's for sure. Just gonna sit there. There we go. Alright, can I go now? Thank you. Let's go. Another one. Okay, 3 attacks. 1, 2, 3. Alright, time for 1440p. Same settings, no DLSS, and no frame gen. See how we go. I think at this point we're going to be sitting at probably 40 to 50 FPS. Yeah, pretty much. 40 to 50. Let's go. I think 40 to 50 is still playable, of course. I'm not sure how it's going to feel on a keyboard or mouse, but on controller, should feel just fine. And again, once more, it's best to have a 10 FPS headroom in case of a heavy situation. So you keep that in mind.
Say the word, Father.
Say the word, Father. You fell off. Yeah, 43 FPS there. Might have been falling to the 30s in a bit. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, 40 FPS. Not as smooth, of course, but again, it is playable if you don't like DLSS. Ooh, there we go. 38 FPS for a second.
I recognize where we are now. Wait, not that one.
Fine, okay, chill out. Let's go this way then.
All the blood.
Yeah, more enemies, of course. Let's see how we go during the fight. During the fights, but I think we'll do fine, to be honest. There we go. Chopped in half, I love it. Okay, that was not good. So yeah, it seems to be the low 40s up to the low 50s pretty much. That's the average at least. Ow, bit my tongue. That's the average at least. Alright, let's pause it here, guys. Enable DLSS and see if 60 FPS is doable at all. Okay, DLSS with frame gen. Hopefully 60 FPS is actually doable now. Let's have a look into the settings. Happy with that. There we go. Into the high 60s now. That is fantastic. Let's see how far it falls though. And yeah, it did fall down just then. .74 FPS here, looking at a wall, but we are into the 70s. Yeah, it does fall down to the 50s for a second, but I mean, it's holding the 60s for the most part, so I'm pretty happy with this. And again, for the graphics, identical to before, so for me, DLSS might as well stay on, you know? Looks really good. Super sharp, super crisp. And looks perfect pretty much, I don't know. And regarding frame gen, I can't feel any input lag at all. It feels very responsive, so yeah, overall, very good. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it, guys. That is God of War Ragnarok on the RTX 4060. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Next video. See you guys there.